Michael Boivin, petty officer, third class, machinist mate. And then from there, I was on that ship from 1971 to 73. I did not advance any on that because I didn't know what I wanted to do. On that ship there, we made a world cruise. Went around the world, and it was, I think we clocked 72,000 miles on that cruise. Second tour I did, we went into the Middle East, and it took us through, well, it was called the Middle East Cruise, but we ended up going through South Africa, into Africa, and over through the islands over there to Mauritius, Karg Island, and then over into Pakistan. And we did a little jump start, a couple days over in Iran, went into the Straits, into Malaysia, and then they came back down through. And then the second tour I did was a world cruise, which we started in Newport, Rhode Island, and we ended up through the Atlantic into the Pacific, and then back into the Atlantic. We did have a couple. We were through Cold War. We did on one tour. We were basically spying on the Russians during the Cold War, and the ship was equipped with all kinds of electronic surveillance gear, and in the ASROC deck, which is a hangar bay for the ASROC that they never really deployed because it didn't really work. So it was an empty bay. They put it all in this, and to my surprise, when we left, it was all under lock and key and armed guard. I'm sitting there, we never had an armed guard on the ship, and it was a Marine guard. And so we did this surveillance against the Russians during that time. And we weren't allowed to write home or have any correspondence with anybody during that period of time. And the ship's captain would send a form letter to the families, every 3 weeks, saying that we're good, and everything's safe and sound. But that was our episode with the Cold War. I mean, we didn't think we were involved, but we were involved, and it was, we could have been. But they didn't tell us nothing. We just did our job. They're looking at you, and we're looking at them. We're taking notes. They're taking notes. We're basically, spy to spy. I mean, that's about what it is. It's a spy encounter, and we're learning what their ships are capable of, as well as theirs with ours. And so it's like watching a spy movie. It's just kind of fun, scary but fun. Because knowing that, one wrong move, you could, something could really drastically happen. We actually saw the Russians on one, I think it was on Karg Island. The Russians were over on what we call Liberty Call, and we were on Liberty ourselves. And we were like free-range chickens over there ourselves, because we were restricted from certain places, but we could go pretty much where we wanted as individuals or groups. And the Russians themselves, they were lockstep and marched in group down the streets, and they only, from my knowledge, from what I learned, was that they just went to historical places and museums and learned history. And we learned history, but not the way they learned. But they were more structured on a Liberty Call than we were. We were, like I say, we were like free-range chickens, and we just went and fed where we wanted. Yeah, we tried to tease them once in a while to see what we could get away with, and knowing that they were going to have any part of it, was they just ignored us. So so that put us right out of the loop and just said, well, this isn't fun. So we're getting nowhere here. So because we as well as being on the water, and looking and searching and watching. On land, we're pretty much doing the same thing, and looking and searching and seeing what you can get away with and how close you can get an encounter with them, and so and see how far push comes to shove. it's pretty much a game, you know? It's like a chess game.